Hi, my name is Rivka Lambert Adler. I'm the editor of 10 from the Nations, Torah Awakening Among Non-Jews, available on Amazon. I'm also a writer for Israel 365 News, formerly Breaking Israel News, and I want to share with you a Jewish custom related to Sukkot. So on each of the 7 nights of Sukkot, on Sukkot, we welcome a biblical ancestor into the sukkah. This custom is called Ushpizin, which is the Aramaic word for guest. And the greeting for the Ushpizin is indeed written in our prayer books in Aramaic. We use Aramaic because the idea of Ushpizin comes from the Zohar, which is a Jewish mystical text that was originally written in Aramaic. Now, welcoming and feeding guests is a mitzvah, is a commandment from God we call hachnasat orchim. It's hugely important in Judaism, especially on Shabbat and on holidays, and on Sukkot even more so. If you look in your Bible at Deuteronomy 16:14, it says, "You shall rejoice in your festival, you, your son, your daughter, your manservant, your maidservant, the Levite, the stranger, the orphan, and the widow who are within your cities." So the idea of gathering people together to rejoice together is very much part of our biblical tradition. So this year it's a little bit different with the coronavirus restrictions in Israel. But in general, in addition to the human guests that we would normally have in our sukkah, we formally invite 7 biblical guests, male shepherds of the Jewish people, each of whom is associated with a different quality. As each successive night of Sukkot passes, we welcome a new personality into our sukkah, and we are imbued with a particular quality that defines him. So just as a shepherd provides food for his flock, these 7 leaders nourish us with their spiritual essence. So for example, Abraham feeds us love, Isaac, self-discipline, Jacob, harmony and truth, and so on. The 4th of them is Moses, who is associated with endurance or victory. The 5th day is Aaron, who is associated with splendor and humility. The 6th day is Joseph, associated with being a foundation of the world. And the 7th day is David, as in King David, which is associated with kingship, sovereignty, leadership. There's an idea that when we enter the sukkah, which is designed to be a temporary dwelling, that we separate ourselves from relying on the illusion of material security that we have in our homes with their solid roofs and their solid walls. So we're able to experience spirituality more easily because we're detached from this material security. The Jewish people find itself in this open spiritual stage coming after all of the intensive prayers and contemplations of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and the Ushpizin come to visit and to connect us and to help us strengthen these dimensions in ourselves. Now, the custom of Ushpizin is inviting male guests. There's a parallel custom that's just beginning to develop of Ushpizot. Ushpizot are women guests, symbolically inviting women guests into your sukkah. It's a relatively recent innovation. In some settings, the wives of the Ushpizin are highlighted, and in others, the 7 female prophetesses in Jewish tradition, which include Sarah, Miriam, Deborah, Hannah, I'm not sure how you say it, Abigail, Huldah, and Esther are used in parallel. So, for example, here's how it would work. Sarah and Abraham represent grace or loving kindness. Miriam and also Rebecca and Isaac manifest strength or bravery. Deborah and also Rachel and Jacob symbolize harmony, compassion, beauty. Hannah, Leah, and Moses, are linked with victory, ambition, lasting endurance. Abigail and Aaron HaKohen, Aaron the high priest, represent divine splendor or majesty. Huldah and Joseph are paired with the concept of serving as a foundation of the world. Esther, as in Queen Esther, and David, as in King David, represent royalty and sovereignty. So just as there are charts, there are posters, laminated posters that you can put in your sukkah that are available illustrating the Ushpizin, there are now available charts of Ushpizot that also serve as sukkah decorations. So now you know a little bit more about the holiday of Sukkot, and I want to wish you a Chag Sameach, a happy, happy Sukkot holiday.